am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Good evening and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, my name's Man. How you doing? You doing good? All right, cool. Good to know that. Hope you are keeping well in this weather. On a night when I was really anticipating some electrifying JPL action. But due to inclement weather, the games have been put off, and I cannot understand why. I thought the decision was made a little bit prematurely, because given what the climatic conditions are right now, it would have been a perfect evening for some football. But maybe in my neck of the woods, the conditions are not that severe as where the game would have been played, and maybe attendance would have been an issue as well. So the JPL games have been postponed tonight due to inclement weather. I hope it doesn't affect tomorrow's Da Costa Cup action, because there is some fiery action scheduled to get on the way tomorrow in the Da Costa Cup. Yes, indeed. Want to welcome you to the platform as usual. Listen, it is important that you support the platform, you share the content with others, and it is also important that when you come onto the stream, you hit the like button, right? It is your way of showing your appreciation for the content that is being provided by I Am Sure Sports. So go ahead right now, take a second or two and hit the like button. You can also share it with someone. Just let them know, hey, just check out this podcast, check out this broadcast. Listen, it's very interesting, and encourage them to subscribe. I guarantee you, if you can get them to come onto the platform, then we can get them to subscribe to the platform. So big up every single one of you. Benji, big up yourself every time. Chris, Romans, Eric, up and running. Peso, yeah man, checking in. Fresh God there as usual. Also want you to know that there is a second I Am Sure Sports channel that you need to subscribe to. There is a special video that will be coming up on it this Sunday. And what is going to happen is that you have to be on that platform to watch and hear and see that video, right? So you're going to need to get on it. So make sure you do that. That is I Am Sure Sports Caribbean. All right. Important that you do that. All right. Ones on ones. You understand me? Yes, indeed. All right. Um, yeah. I should have told you this last week. Duncan McKenzie, he scored his first goal in his first start for his club over there in this season. That's Duncan McKenzie, under 20 player, former JC standout. Also played at Real Mona. Good young talent. Plays in that number 10 position, developing his craft and stuff. So big up to Duncan McKenzie. Continue to grow, continue to mature, continue to put in the work. And if you put in the hard work, you will certainly reap the rewards. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the World Cup, in particular about the situation with the Tunisian national team and their government interfering in their football and what FIFA is looking to do and how Mali could benefit from that. And then we're going to look at the Mali squad and look at whether or not that will make any changes to the group, that anyone who would be coming out of that particular group. That group consists of France, Australia, Tunisia, and Denmark. As you know, Tunisia defeated a 10-man Mali in the playoffs to qualify, and so it'd be interesting to see if Mali gets in. If they are ready, I'm going to give you some of the players that would represent Mali, some of them in the English Premier League, some over there in France that you may be familiar with. But that is something that is going on right now, and the conversations are still happening at the FIFA level. And so we're going to speak a little bit about that. We're also going to give you some names of some of the players who we can say that they are should be traveling with the Jamaica national team to the friendly international over there in Cameroon on the 10th of November. The Reggae Girls are also going to be engaged in friendly action on the 10th as well. The Reggae Boys play on the 9th, the girls play on the 10th. The girls will be playing 2 games in preparation for the playoffs for the Olympics and for the World Cup. They'll be playing against Paraguay, who it is possible could end up in the zone that the Reggae Girls are in. If Paraguay win their playoff games, they will end up in the same group as the Reggae Girls. So I think if this was known before, maybe they would have they would have probably sought some other opponent. I'm going to talk to you as well about the Jamaica under 17 and what is going on there. We had Mr. Rudolph Speed on our early show today. So, but get on in, waiting until some more people come online. Stefan Wright, big up yourself. Gunners boss. Yeah, blessing every time, man. Up and running. Pessa here saying that what happened to them JPL baller for this season? Chevron Stewart, Earl Simpson, Steve Clark, Ronde Simit. All right, Peso, you have to listen because what happened? All of these things were covered. Chevron Stewart did not return to Mount Pleasant. All right, so sometimes, I said that already. You ask me the same question and you say, "Okay, Mannings man." Chevron Stewart did not return to Mount Pleasant. All right, Earl Simpson is injured. Steve Clark is injured. Randy Simit was not even in the Premier League last season. He didn't play a lot at Dunby Holden, so don't know that he's playing any football right now. But that much I know, that Earl Simpson, Steve Clark, they are injured, and Chevron Stewart did not return to Mount Pleasant. And Peso, do not ask me this question again. All right, sir? Do not ask me, sir. Don't keep asking me the same question. You hear me, sir? Big up Peso, one of those loyal Westmalite and Reno fans supports Reno, and some of those asking what is happening with Reno. Nothing is happening with Reno. I think there is freedom vlog, something he's always talking about purchasing Reno, and I'm always saying that the people want to sell it, but the conversation never goes further than that. So if you're listening, please touch base, right? And we will get we'll tell you how to do that. In fact, I think anyone looking to invest in a club right now, it would be good at this time to take a club like Reno, who would be playing in the tier 2. And let me tell you why. Mannings is doing well. Frome is doing well. Petersfield did well. Godfrey Stewart did well. Belmont, and then there are Rossi's players who are from the general Westmoreland or Savannah Lamar. So you would want to, right now, you have a good crop of young players that are there. And last year, also remember that Mannings did well, Frome did well as well last season. So you have 2 seasons of footballers, all right? that you can tap into and to build something there. So right, St. States, they're South or Westmoreland players all the way up in St. Elizabeth as well. So you want to do that. You have like a more mature players who are out of the league who are from Westmoreland, like Nikolai Finlayson is a footballer who is down that side, could give back to the club in terms of probably coaching. You have like Evan Taylor, Dennis Taylor, all of these guys are at the tail end of their career and they could give back. So I think now is an ideal time for someone to look at investing in a club in Western Jamaica. They've basically given up on the Frome sports ground, so you could also do that and fix it and get it up and running again through a long-term lease with the sugar company down there. Then you also have the Landila Cultural Center, that the sports complex that has been upgraded. So that's something that somebody could look into and revive Western football. I think it is very important. We need a resurrection of football out there in the West as the schools out there do well. We are, the people out there are tired of seeing the youngsters from the high school system in Western Jamaica just give up on football or just move completely out of the parish. There's a little player called Mitu who was at Frome, went to Jamaica College, and he was at Cavaliers. There is Tavar Thompson, who is also at Cavaliers, a former Manning's lethal strikers here. So all of these players, Rankin is a next player. So you have all of these players. You have the wing back out there at Harborview and their captain. So there are a few of them. You have Christoph at Mobile United, and I have this other one. He's a defender. He was at Frome. I don't think it's Kangal his name is, but he's at Mobile United. So all of these players have migrated out of Western Jamaica, Westmoreland, and they are in other parishes playing. And I'm saying that somebody should look at that and say, listen, now is a good time to get something running in Western Jamaica. And don't say, I am sure sports. Suban, yeah man, Suban. Yeah, man, Suban. That is the name, man. Yeah, absolutely. He is related to a brethren called Sapa. Sapa used to coach down that side as well. Big up Sapa. Big up the Suban family. Yeah, man. Good baller. Lots of good baller. Farbs as well. Farbs' younger brother is at Frome, but the bigger one, you have Beckham younger brother who was at Frome. All of these players are there and ready to Oh, see, he's not even at Mobile United anymore. Didn't even know that. Thank you for that, Peso. Would love to know where he's at. But all of these players are from in the Westmoreland area. So it's a good time for someone to get them together and see if they could build something right there with a couple mature persons, all right? So just showing some love to Western Jamaica right there. Yeah, man. So as you know, the JPL games, they have been postponed. Oh my Lord. I think the call was made a little bit too early for some reason. I feel like the games could have still been played. That's my opinion. Well, I don't know. The truth is, I don't know what the weather is like in Kingston because I'm out of Kingston now. But I just have a feeling like it would have been okay for the games to have been played given what the weather is like in these parts. It rained earlier, but it is, the rain kind of eased up. And so, yeah, maybe we could have been watching some game. Yeah. So no JPL games. We don't know when they will be played. And like I said, I hope this weather doesn't further delay the schoolboy football games. Listen, this is something, I don't like to be the breaker of news, but for persons who are interested in under 17 football, I have some information that I'm going to share with you, which I think is very good. The Jamaica under 17 team preparing for their youth World Cup qualifying playoffs, right? I'm going to share that with you. So the Jamaica under 17 team, yes, people, the under 17, their tournament is scheduled to take place in February of next year. And from my information, the Jamaica Football Federation have 2 camps in January that they are planning. One is to bring the under-17 team to Brazil, and I think that would be fantastic in preparation leading up to that qualifying tournament, and to also have a camp over there in Florida where some of the Jamaican coaches in the Florida, Miami, Orlando, in that area can come on and be a part of helping in the preparation of the under 17, and also to see what players are available who are connected to Jamaica, who could represent us. And I think that's if all of that comes through, I think that would be a good move to get our under 17 up and running, especially after the schoolboy football season and you go into the festive season. You want them to come out in January and be up and running and preparing, right? So I think that would be a good thing. And so you can see here. Those 2 camps are coming up in January for our under 17 team. And they're I know that there are players as far as in England who have expressed interest and who they're already working on the necessary paperwork to get players get players into Jamaica. They're working on their documentation so that they can represent. And I think that's where we need to head as a nation, as a footballing nation. Begin to recruit the top talent at a young age. I also want people to know that from my information, because many people are thinking Omari Hutchinson and his family, they have sincere interest in representing Jamaica, and they were invited to this game in Cameroon. But as you know, he's on the verge of breaking as a regular into that Chelsea team. And they because of that, he will not be available. But he was invited to this Cameroon game. Right? Listen, and from my information, you can book this down. Kanaya Boyce Clark. Yes, he has been invited as well. Yes. So, a lot of the younger players that we are familiar with, the Laird and the Bernard, these guys have been invited to play in the Cameroon friendly. I think that's a very good move. Now, I know that Connor Boyce Clark could be, because he is now in the first team and he's a reserve keeper. So the club may choose not to release him to go and play. But the good news is I like this kind of a move where these players are being invited. These players are being invited. You understand me? Yeah. So, yep. I see. Let me just get this comment and I'll get into some more. I watched a Premier League match yesterday. Odion Pinnacle is ready for international experience, right? No. This is Wells, but everybody know. Remember, I said it to you today. I don't know if you heard when I said it, but Odion Pennycook has been around the national team. The thing is that on 2 occasions, when this player should have traveled with the team, he picked up injuries. But we know this long time. He was in the Premier League team of the year. We have been talking about him. Very good defender. He's quick. He reads the game well. He's not as good as King in passing, but he's very good. He has I think he's more aggressive and he's strong in the air. But he's a very good player. The difficulty though is that I think in these games he can be called up. But the one challenge I think he's going to have is that I think his age would be a factor, right? His age would be a factor. And some of you know, listen, I did a video about the things I learned from the coach. I can tell you that this coach is going to make us into a very strong defensive unit. If you go back to that Icelandic team that he also led, the team was built around, having a solid defense. And every time I hear our coach speak, he speaks about, solidity in defense, consistency in defense. In fact, I remember I was having a conversation with him with someone, and the person said, "Listen, they were talking about a particular player, and he said this player is a very." The person was saying this is a very good player. He's 26 years old, fresh God. Yeah, he's 26 years old. Yeah, he's going to be 27. So I think if there's any concern, it would be his age, right? Yeah. The person was saying he's a very good player, and and very good going forward. And the coach, I remember coach, just jokingly said, he kind of laughed and said, "Man, this is the thing with a lot of Jamaican defenders. Every time he hears about a Jamaican defender, people always talk about how great they are going forward." He's and I have not forgotten that. He said that Jamaican players, every time they talk about their defending, it's about how good they are going forward. He wants players that are defenders first. Because if you have potent attacking players and midfielders, then you need defenders who can defend. Two World Cup champion. Oh no, well, he can't give us two World Cup champion, man. Come on, man. Man is 26, man. The next 30 years old. We're trying to get rid of 30 years old, and the man, come on, no. Make Omar take care of business. He will get many other chances. Okay. All right, let me see. Can't wait to see the players for the Cameroon game. Right, so I know in terms of some of the local players for this Cameroon game, and you would have heard some of this from Mr. Speed today. You have players, you can expect players, some of the players who went on the recent trip in Europe where they played the two games against the host of the World Cup, and I think Morocco. They like Jamal Topi. I said that today. He's one player that I know will be called up. Alwyn Harvey, he went on that trip. He'll be there as well. The Mario Phillips is an ex-player that was there and who will be called up. The center forward at Mount Pleasant, I think, is Tremaine Stewart. Trevante Stewart. He's one as well. Mr. Speed spoke about a couple of Cavaliers players today. I told you that, like, Andre Blake was invited as well, and Corey Burke was invited. But based on my information, they will not be able to go on the trip because they play the MLS final on the 5th. And that means you figure that if they win it, I think they will win it. If they win it, the night after probably is going to be, I think, a little bit difficult for them to turn up and then play for the Reggae Boys. So I think like those players, those two players may be out, right? That's Andre Blake and Corey Burke. I think we are not going to see them in this for this friendly, right? Andre Blake and Corey Burke, but they, as far as I know, were invited. I told you about Connor Boyce Clark, and as the time progresses, I'll give you more and more. All right. I see. Leader, big up leader. Leader is in the building. When leader is here, information. You said so like Trent Alexander. Hey, Cranky. We're Cranky. Listen, Cranky. You need to. I know it's past your bedtime. So you know what? Let me leave you. It's past your bedtime. We need to finish our conversation, and I need to hear I need to hear from some Arsenal people, because I have this feeling that we're gonna beat Chelsea. And I have this feeling that after we beat Chelsea, we're going to beat Wolves. That would put us on 37 points going into the break. And we have a good set of games, But, boy, I don't know. I need to hear from some Arsenal people. Yes, CC, a lot of trends. Not trends are in. Okay, yeah, man. Father go man in zero. Randy Star, Ninja from down a Cherry Lane and Fire. Levon Harvey, big up yourself. Man a baller, Pesa the man a baller, Pesa. The main defender for Brazil is 39. All right. Well, here's what though. But when you compare Thiago Silva, and you're going to use the age of Thiago Silva to match up with Odion Pennycook, who has never played at that high level. And Odion Pennycook has come onto the scene in the last 3 years in the Premier League. 3 years, and he's 26. So between up to 23, he wasn't a name in Jamaica's football as a defender. And having seen him in the Premier League, you're going to compare his years of playing to that of Thiago Silva, 2 different levels. So you can't look at Thiago Silva's age and say a player who has not yet made his debut for Jamaica at 26 will be able to play up until that age and look as good as a Thiago. You can't use that, all right? It's apples and oranges, as they would say. 2 different ends of the spectrum that we're looking at, all right? I know what you're trying to say, but this is not the best comparison for you to draw. You'd have to draw. Maybe you can probably use an Adrian Mariappa, but certainly you can't use Thiago Silva. Man, if Pennycook could be 31 and then 35, Thiago Silva is 40. Yeah. Well, we will see how the local and US-based player look in Africa. Mount Pleasant dominates the selection. Okay. And see, look like him have some. The leader says 6 Mount Pleasant, 2 Cavaliers. Not from my information. There are 3 Cavaliers players I heard from the man who runs Cavaliers today. And my sources at Mount Pleasant said there is not 6 players. But the leader always have some information. I'm wondering how credible it is, because when I speak to the people, and then leader is saying that no UK player is able to go, no Premier League player is able to go. Leader, where are you getting this information from, leader? Leader, you have to call in and then I can ask you some questions, because I don't know where you're getting this information from, leader. Where you getting this information? Leader? I don't know, leader. My information and your information are conflicting, are contradicting each other. CC says he thinks Canada will outperform the USA in the World Cup. Well, the group that we're looking at, is, like I said, I don't know if you heard what has happened. So the Tunisian government has interfered in the football. And because of that, FIFA, they were having even meetings, so by tomorrow you will know. FIFA's plan is to kick them out of the World Cup, and the team that they played in the playoff, Mali, would enter. No, I don't know. I don't know about, I just feel like you should go there and merit, and if the team knocked you out, even if their government intervenes in the football, FIFA should. So I can tell you that just says to me that you don't want the government of Jamaica to intervene in the football, because it could have consequences that, boy, I don't know if you want to live with it. The leader says Blake could go on the trip, but will be celebrating. After all, it's not Argentina. I will leave that one alone. All right, that is Peso and Levon having them own local conversation right there. People, remember to hit the like button if you're watching the platform at this time. Please hit the like button, share the content, and it's not too late to hit up a super chat on the platform. Let's get at least 5 super chat, super stickers combined before the end of the show. The reason for that is because some of these Mount Pleasant players were club before them represent. There you go. Like the Mario was elsewhere. I think only Harvey, Topi made the national team while at Cavaliers, but he is going to be there. Travante was at Mullines. He's going to be there as well. So I don't know where leader get the whole 6 from, but we'll see. My worry with Amari is if he breaks into the first team squad and start playing regularly, he will be on England radars, and we might have competition to get him playing for us. I don't think so. From my sources, when they speak to his father, and they speak directly to his father, who represents a lot, and Raheem Sterling is close to him. Like I mean, he's sold on Jamaica. It's just like this other player called Delano Splat. Listen, a lot of these guys have been contacted. So a leader said no one from the UK. I don't know about that. I don't know where he has received that information, but not going to put that to the test. But I know that he was and others have. And there is no concrete except that during that same time, Chelsea plays, I think, Man City in the cup. Big up Tuffy Rudy. Leader come to clarify a few things. King Job up. You're not beating Chelsea. My blue blood friend. Chelsea coming to put a halt on your parade. No, man. All right. Listen, I want the Chelsea fans to speak with such confidence, because there's a rude awakening awaiting Harry Potter. Graham Potter, sorry. He better celebrate his Halloween tonight. Because Sunday, he will have an next Halloween. Yeah. All right. Listen, I can't, here's the thing. I can only tell you, I don't know who accept, I don't know who is going to be there. We have to wait, but I know that all of these players are big. But remember, I told you all of this, that the coach has a list and he personally is calling players and speaking to them, and he's going to meet with them. Young players from 18 years old, all the way up to 26. It's like the bracket we're working with, except those who are part of the fold already, who are above. And if you are of a certain caliber and you are above that age, you get a look in, right? But there are some players who, you're 28 and you have like, say for example, let me give you an example, all right? Say you get Demarai Gray and Dwight McNeil, just an example. You have Leon Bailey, Kaim Paris, right? Nathan Redmond, who could be available. You may not need him. You may look at somebody else because he plays in a similar position, right? You also would have Bobby Reed, who plays in the league. So if you don't want to just get all the players, if all of them play one position, you want to make sure that you're plugging the gaps all over the field, right? And you prioritize the key areas. Like I think we need to prioritize our midfield and right back kind of options, left back kind of a thing. I think that's priority for us. Yeah, I think that was a poor comparison, Cranky. I don't know how they could compare Silva with, yeah, the Irish luck Arsenal. Irish luck. Why people think we're lucky? Yeah, yeah. So he was invited, but I don't think he's going to be released by his club. But he was invited to this game. No UK player will be able to go. People, leader is just saying that he doesn't know. He's just assuming so. All right. Hey, Travis Spencer, my brother played for Reno. Kick hard, same way, big 8. Then my son, Harvey number 22 from Frome. Same thing, just a gift. Oh, yeah, all right, let's see. You say, leader, you must do that. You didn't want to say you're misleading. Eh, where is the list of players for Cameroon game? What is this? What kind of question is that? There's no list of players for Cameroon. Where is the list? I don't know. You tell us. Who said? Nobody said there was a list of players for the Cameroon game. So I don't know. All right. Nobody said that, Wells. Unnamed sources. Leader, I always tell you, when you have them things there, you have to call management because it's when you go in the comment section, the people. So call in, leader. Call in. The lines are open. You can call in, leader, because um, I have a completely different bit of information from you, from what you have about um, players from England. Right now, the players in the Premier League and the Championship in first teams, a lot of them will not be coming. All right, but as it relates to no UK player, I don't know where you got that one from. All right, this is that cranky. Miss Leader, the leader, the leaker. Yeah. No, the reggae boys definitely didn't get the shot. Big up Carl Cavaliers. Yeah. What happened in 1992 when Denmark getting the spot and ending up winning? I think that should have been the Euros. I will stick with the 6. All right. Carl Cavalier, man like leader, help Jamaica football. Omar is committed to Jamaica. Yeah, man, we said that already, though, Wells. I'm just wondering where you're getting this. Players are contacted, but are they being released? What I'm saying, leader, if you believe that the players have been contacted, you have no information that the players are not going to be released. So for you to say unequivocally that there will be none cannot be accurate. It cannot be accurate. What you can say is that they have been contacted and you don't know if they will be released, or you can say you don't think, but you cannot say because not all the players who are contacted are in first teams. And therefore, there are younger players who could be available, whose club may say, listen, we have one game, you're not going to play, go and get some game time. Yeah, yes, he's talking about, of course he's talking about, of course he's talking about, of course he's talking about Arsenal before the game. Yeah, yeah, we agree, Cranky. At his 18, his dad. Oh, welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
My name's man. I'm giving you a 5-minute call before I go to my bed.
Go ahead. I will just listen.
No, a couple of things. One is on our favorite team. Well, apart from Jamaica, I should say, but our favorite club team.
Yes.
Yes, we won this weekend. We played really well against a poor side, but at least we scored as much goal in the one game as we did in the previous 4 or 5 games. So that's a good outcome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good outcome. And I'm looking forward to the game with Chelsea on Sunday. It's a good barometer to judge where we truly are, even though we have been tested throughout the season. But it's a good barometer.
I really
I was
wanted
doing some
to
calculation
talk.
today.
Hold on, I know you have 5 minutes. I
Huh?
really wanted to ask you something because an Arsenal fan, Flavor Max TV is his name. Don't know if you were listening. He challenged me about Tomiyasu playing. Do you have a problem with him playing over Tierney? Because he was saying that Tomiyasu is, about him playing the left back and his problems going forward. But I think he defends so well, and he has been playing very, very well. So I'd love to get your opinion on that.
I think what people are missing in a management is that we have an inverted construct when we're going forward. So if you notice on Sunday when Thomas was playing, he was playing almost an 8 position now, but a deep 8 versus a true left back position. So what you have is almost like you have 3 at the back. People don't seem to realize, so when we go forward a lot of times, we're playing 3 at the back. He's then becoming a midfielder and allows Xhaka to go much more forward. So you're much more balanced defensively if you lose the ball, because Tomiyasu is playing inverted, meaning he's playing the inside, so he can cover up out wide while also protecting the midfield, right? And you have then Partey pulling the strings. So it's a good construct in terms of how Pep and Arteta are trying to what I call reinvent how you go forward and how you play defense by not using the traditional way of doing so. Not just using wide, because all Tierney does is play wide. Tierney doesn't have the same skill set as Zinchenko does or Tomiyasu does. Well, no. Tierney's a better defender than Zinchenko. Tomiyasu's a better defender than both of them. But what happens is Zinchenko is much better on the ball than Tierney or Tomiyasu.
Yeah.
So we don't need Tomiyasu to support Martinelli as we need Ben White to support Saka on the right. It's a different construct when you're going forward. It's inverted. It's like a slant versus just
and
a traditional horizontal setup.
I also think he does better when we almost shift into a back 3 than Tierney.
Yeah, if you notice where, I think was it the first or second goal came from, where Tomiyasu won the ball and started the play, got the ball to Martinelli. So I do think his defensive skills are much better than Tierney or Zinchenko. And that's why I think Arteta is playing him there, because he goes to a back 3 a lot of time, or a 2.5. A lot of times it's only Saliba and Gabriel are deep, Tomiyasu may be up more a little bit on the left, but it's like a semicircle versus a traditional back 3. And Ben White is flying forward a lot of times to support Saka with with Xhaka now playing like he's a 10 more than anything else, even though he plays both ways. But if you notice, a lot of times the ball played over the top was going to Xhaka versus, say, even going to Odegaard. So it's a really interesting setup. If you watch, I think James and the guy that he works with showed some breakdown today, which was very, very good.
Graham,
really good breakdown as to how they go forward. Not how they defend as much, but how they go forward, which is really interesting. But I was watching the game Sunday to observe some of these things. It was really interesting when we were going forward, or we try not to be as vulnerable as we were under Wenger, in terms of that left back staying almost as a midfielder versus a traditional left back.
Yeah.
But we're in good shape. The game against Chelsea should be interesting, because Chelsea is missing a few between Kante and James. They're missing a few good players.
Well, Saka is going to be out though, based on what I'm reading.
Yeah, but hopefully Nelson can cover well. Hopefully Nelson has taken encouragement from how well he played on Sunday, and hopefully he can produce. We need a couple more wingers, and we need a midfielder. So hopefully we do something buying in January.
Yeah. So
but I call me to talk about. Go ahead.
No man, you go ahead, because I know you know about.
I call me to talk about Jamaica, because
go ahead. I saw your comment about Bobby Reid.
Well, Bobby Reid is not a winger. Bobby Reid hasn't played well for us playing up front. He missed all these simple goals. I can't get the US goal out of my head in time for US maybe. Even you and I could score that, even at any age. My grandmother could score that goal. And she's passed along a long time ago. Bobby Reid has the athleticism and the know-how to be a good right back, because we don't have a good right back, frankly. Or I would say we have right backs who are up and coming, but we don't have a very good right back at the current time. I think he could fill that slot. We've been talking about this for a while, Manningsman. I think we should consider him playing over that position for a while. We need better wingers. We need more creative wingers. We need more productive wingers. And I'm not sure he's the solution in the wing position, but I could see him being more effective in the right back position. And we need players like Amari Hutchinson to come in and be capped. Because here's what happened, management. Just like Antonio first, when he asked to play for us, we didn't bring him in. And then he got to be very decent. And then England called him. Then he come to us at a very late stage. We need to cap the players like Omario, who's being compared to Hazard and those players at a very early age, get them into the program, solidify them, get them capped, and then take it from there.
I agree.
Players' position change. Yeah, I mean,
I agree, and I think that is part of the thinking of the coach. Like a lot of these younger players to get them in, but of course, at the same time, as a coach, results matters, and you don't want to keep probably bringing like a new set of player every time, because you can't bring all of them on any one thing. But I agree with you, and I think that is his, like, just from my conversation, that is it. Like a game like this, though you'd have preferred to have played like 2 games on the tour, he will use the opportunity to bring in and blood some of these guys because it is important. But the fact that he's taken the initiative, I believe, to contact them, right? I think that is important, and I know that he's connected with a couple of persons who can provide him with a lot of information on the players. I think that is a step in the right direction, because it's one thing when, like persons like us try to reach out to players, than when a coach of some repute calls you and says, listen, I'm here now, here are my plans. I mean, it's not just you, but I have this and that, and these are the players. We want to build something strong. When you hear that kind of thing, I think it is more convincing, even for Omari and for other players. And I think I like this kind of approach, and I hope he gets a lot of support from the federation to see it into fruition, because I think it is very, very, it's very important. This whole idea of just persons who they do a good work, but just persons, random persons trying to Instagram players and reach out to them and say, hey, let us help you get your passport. And then the vloggers begin to speak. I think that can work, but the most convincing way is when the coach picks up that phone and calls the person.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would agree. Most players want to hear from the coach and want that coach to provide some perspective on their plan for them if they ask them to commit to the team. I do think it's not mutually exclusive between recruiting players with potential and getting good results, right? Because sometimes we bring in a lot of players who are tried and proven, but they're not at the level they need to be for us to be successful. So I do think we got to go out and source the players that have the pedigree like Amari, who are still very young, have a lot to learn, but we can see what that potential entails, given the coaching they've received at early age, given their progress to date, and given what the prospects is for their future. I think there are a bunch of those players out there. Some of them don't want to play for England, but think they have no choice because they don't have an alternative, or we haven't created an alternative for them. But if we do, I'm sure we get quite a few of them. And if we have good infrastructure to help them to get to the island, or when they get involved in the program and they see the professionalism that we need to exhibit, then it'd be a good situation for us.
Yeah.
And I think also, management, the holistic construct we talked about time after time after time, about each element that informs a football program, and make sure each of those elements are working really well, that then would allow the program to be successful. You will get much more, not only kids involved or players with good potential involved, but fans involved, sponsors involved. If the whole program is seen to be on the right trajectory, going in the right place with the right people in position, whether it's coach, administrators, including general secretary, I think the program will be on a good journey, but it has to start someplace. So it's a clean slate for us to start with.
Yep.
May still not have the confidence in the JFF, but hopefully it progress forward.
Yeah, and like I said, that I know like these Ethan Lear, the Dishon Bernard, the Cannabis Clark, these guys are being contacted. And like I said, I think that is good, because you want to also just put something in their mind that we wanted to be a part of this. They may not want to do it right now, but the fact that the initial contact has been made, I think is very important. Because like you just said, if as things progress and they begin to look better, I think the program itself becomes more attractive. And that means that more people will have interest. All right, so Gareth Southgate, right? Was at the Newcastle versus Aston Villa game. Did you see him there? And
Yes.
Callum Wilson scores 2 goals and hit the bar. All right. And I just watched the game and I said, so why wouldn't he be watching Ivan Toney? The week before he was watching Everton's game. I figure that
But why would he need to watch Ivan Toney? If Ivan Toney's been playing consistently all season, Calvert-Lewin and Callum Wilson have been injury prone, right? And he can't be able to watch them because they weren't playing.
Okay.
Tony has been a sort of so it's a choice. He can't be every place for every player. He's seen Tony already. He was in the last squad. I still don't think Southgate likes Tony's game, given to me what I call the mobility issue, as he does what Callum Wilson does or Calvert-Lewin does. Lewin gonna be hard for Lewin to make it, but Callum Wilson is gonna go.
That's what I'm thinking, because Tony have 8 goals, and Callum Wilson have like 6 goals. But
you gotta look at how much they've played. He's
right,
played much
I was
more
going to say he has played less games than Ivan Toney. So that could put Ivan Toney in not a very difficult spot, unless he's going to bring like 4 center forwards.
Plus Callum has better players around him, and Callum is week after week is showing he's getting better and better and better. And he's getting to the point now where Callum is almost a sure pick to go, the way he's been playing. Newcastle been playing, and the way he has been playing. So I find it difficult to see Callum not going. I could see other players like Danny Ings not going, the other kid from Villa not going, but I can see Callum going.
Yeah, but even Rashford, who has not been a part of the setup in a while, has been playing well.
Rashford is going, but Rashford can go as a winger. What he could actually do is carry Rashford as a pseudo winger / center forward, carry Callum Wilson, Kane, and then one other forward, whether it's Tony or Calvert or somebody else.
So if he carries if he carries Rashford, what happened to Sancho? He's not going.
Sancho going? What are you talking about? Going where?
So Sancho not going. No.
Sancho couldn't get out the Man City. Man United didn't play Anthony on the weekend, and he couldn't still go into the team. They played Elanga instead. So why would you? No, Sancho is not going. Sancho has not been the same Sancho since he left Dortmund. I can't see Sancho going. There are a bunch of other players, between the Grealish, the Fodens of the world. There's a bunch of players. If Madison can't get in the team, even though Madison's a 10, then why would you bring Sancho, who's not been scoring, not been playing well, doesn't play both sides of the ball?
I don't crave Gareth Southgate's job, man, because like you have Madison. Madison is playing better than Jack Grealish.
But the British public and the British press love Grealish, even though Grealish stats are atrocious, playing for one of the better teams in the best team in England. Which I don't understand the logic, which is he's not scoring, he's not giving assists, but they keep praising how he holds the ball up. And I read an article this weekend about how great he played the last game. Then they win 1-0, and I'm like, I didn't see that. I thought he was ordinary. When Foden plays, Foden is scoring and doing his other things, and Grealish isn't. But Grealish gets all the accolades, and plus England is not used to having players with certain skills, and they're also partial to certain persuasion. So
I'm going to ask you a next tough question: Could Sterling be dropped given his recent form since he has moved to Chelsea? Regardless of form, he's going.
Yeah. Gareth Southgate has his, I'm gonna call his boys, Maguire, Sterling, Kane, Rice, Pickford, to a lesser extent, Trippier. Those players are guaranteed to go to the World Cup. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay.
Now, people like Calvin Phillips gonna be struggling. Grealish, he was forced to bring in Grealish because the public just demands it. But Grealish is not a Southgate favorite. Southgate players with certain attributes, Gotta play 2 ways, gotta fit the system, can't be a maverick. So now Bellingham is guaranteed to go because he's been playing really, really well. I think Bellingham and Rice are two of the starting midfielders. The question is the next midfielder Foden or Calvin Phillips. Phillips haven't been playing all year, so he may not even go, Frank, the way he's been injured. But he's probably going to be in the squad.
So Jordan Henderson not going then?
I think Jordan is probably on the bubble, but he's probably going to go. He needs some experience, right? People have been there, done it. But Jordan has not necessarily been starting regular for Liverpool anyway. He's been a little bit injured, but it's a difficult pick for certain players. He's got 26 to pick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I think it's very, like I said, I think that England squad, because a lot of people are, not just Arsenal fans, but I'm hearing more people saying that Ben White should be in this World Cup squad. And this is not just an Arsenal.
Ben White.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they say Saka should start, and Ben White should definitely go because he's versatile. To play right back, if you're playing now, or play centre back. And the fact that Maguire has not been playing and Stone has been injured. But Ben White and Maddison are the two players you're surprised are not in the squad on a regular basis, frankly. Given their pedigree, given how well they've played, especially Ben White is playing for the team that's leading the Premier League, and he's starting at right back, displacing Tomiyasu and displacing Cedric. So it's hard to justify why he's not in the squad.
Cranky, I watch Newcastle, Listen, Trippier down that right, That is dangerous, The man have some little squares off that right foot, and he's very fast, So I could see Ben White.
No. Yeah. But man, here's the point. James is injured, and TAA is not playing well, right? So that's two. And Kyle Walker I just had surgery not too long ago. So the three right backs who normally would be competition are no longer be available. So you only have Trippier, if you think about it.
Yes.
Right? And you may carry TAA, but he's not been playing well. He can't even get the Liverpool side sometimes. They'll get pulled out when game gets tight. So will you bring Trent Alexander-Arnold? You bring Trippier, you still have two positions open for right back. He's going to bring three right back. 3 or 4 for that matter. And Ben White can serve in two positions.
Okay.
So you can drop a centre half and drop a right back and bring Ben White, and you can fill into both slots.
All right.
So I don't think that's a difficult. I don't think it's a difficult choice to bring. I don't think it's a difficult choice to bring Ben White.
Yeah, I see Pesa asking you what position you think is Ben White's best position, centre back or right back?
Centre back. I think he's actually played centre midfield at CDM. He actually has played centre back. He's played right back. He's a very, very versatile player. But I don't think he has great offensive skills going forward as a right back. I think he's good on the ball as a centre back. I don't think he's that great in terms of what you want in a modern day right back. But he's played really well at right back because you know why? The way we play sometimes, he can be in a 3 at the back if the left back goes forward.
Yeah.
Or he can be a traditional right back, and he's good defensively. He has good speed. He's good defensively. But also, management, people don't realize is that we don't give up much set-piece goals anymore, management.
Yep.
We got 4 big defenders. We have 4 big defenders.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Set-piece, corner is a set-piece to me.
Yeah.
We don't give up much headers anymore in the box towards our goal, Because we have 4 very 6-foot-plus defenders. If you include Tomiyasu and Ben White with the two giants, that's part of the whole equation. Yeah. How do you manage set piece and how do you manage defensively going forward? Because traditionally, if you know how we used to play, because we play fluid football, we were vulnerable defensively. So anyway, man.
Yeah, thank you for the 5. Thank you for the 5 minutes.
All right, later.
All right. Yeah. All right, that's kind of Nitro. The reason why it would be Mali going to the World Cup is because it was Mali who Tunisia defeated to qualify, not Egypt. Egypt played against Sadio Mane and his team. But Mali, if Mali were to go, you'd have players like Bissouma from Tottenham. He is one of the Mali players that some of us know. That's Bissouma, right? Let me give you some more names that you may know. Oh my Lord, I just had it in front of me, right? But I know that is Bissouma. plays for Mali. Yeah. So Tunisia, they had some issues with their government actually intervening in the football, and so FIFA has been, under pressure. There is some meetings being held for them to possibly be removed from the World Cup, and if that happens, that would mean that the team that qualifies would be Mali, because Tunisia defeated Mali, right? You have Denipo, I think he plays for Southampton as well. He's also one of their players. Yes, let me give you a couple of names. Hidara, the midfielder that plays for RB Leipzig. Ives Bissouma from Tottenham Hotspur. You also have Adama Traore at Hull City, Cheek Dokore at Crystal Palace. He's a next good player that they have there. Abdoulaye Dokore at Everton is also a Mali player, central midfielder. So they have some good players. Yeah, Musa Jenepo at Southampton is also a Mali player. So they would probably the RB Salzburg player Koita is also, and they have a couple of players who play in the French league as well. Kone, the centre forward that play for Lorient in France. So it would be interesting to see how they would. Duckland says, how come Duckland cause was washing away with heavy rains. So Peso, Kingston washing away with heavy rain, and you there Westmoreland. So my time, Peso, easy, man. Carl was saying that Euro team Southgate picking. Nitro says, I would like to see Whisper against Cameroon, although only 3 players in that Cameroon team will be going to the World Cup. Now, Whisper need to play and finish out the Manning Cup, man. Like, why not want to rush the guy, man? Come on, man. Just give him some time. I think Whisper's father is wise enough to manage him. Yeah. Not that Adame. So there's Adame Traore and there's Adama Traore the second. So it is the one called the second. Yeah. Jason Guna saying that Koyata from Salzburg was a start the U20 World Cup for Mali. Yeah, so they would go in. It is drizzling in Kingston. Just talk to my families here. And Pesa say it a wash way. Pesa not easy, Pesa, you know that. But Pesa easy, right? Pesa live all the way at Westmoreland. And Pesa tell him on them a town. Say town and wash way. You think Pesa easy? If you follow Pesa money, you end up in a rabbit shop. The World Cup squads are going to be named the first, I understand that by the first weekend, because they must be submitted by the 10th. So I think this is the last weekend Southgate watching players, and if you don't impress this weekend, you're salt. You ain't making it. Southgate would pick 4 CDM before picking 4 centre forward. Tony KW Media says Tony only got an England call-up because of the media pressure. Tony won't get into the England World Cup squad. And if he doesn't pick Tony, that's his resignation letter. All right? I don't know. I just think like he's going to pick Callum Wilson. I don't know. That's my thought. What names you got for the friendly? Oh, geez. I have to go back. Hey, people, listen. Hey, you see when I have to repeat the thing, they're gonna give me some super chat so I can buy some juice, you know. Come, I can't manage to go over the thing them every time, you know. Come on, man. Listen, drop a cheers on the table. Let me drink some juice. Ah. All right, so Omari Hutchinson. I tell you some players who have been invited. Omari Hutchinson, but information is that during that same window, Chelsea could be looking to add him to their first team because they have a cup match. I think the cup match could be against Manchester City. So he would not be able to go. Ethan Laird, Bernard. I think Bernard may have his documents. Connor Boyce Clark, right? You have players like in the local leagues, you know that King. You hear Mr. Speed say that Jadine White and Atkinson, Mount Pleasant, Alwyn Harvey, Demario Phillip, Trevante Stewart would have been. This would be a first-time call-up for him. And Lord, missing a name from Mount Pleasant, but there are 4 names down there that have been confirmed. So by tomorrow, I should be able to give you some more names. Andre Blake has been invited as well, and Corey Burke, but you know they have the MLS final on the 5th, so they may opt not to go to the game. Yeah, I hear a lot of people talking to me about this. The documentary Captains on Netflix. Yeah, somebody needs to call in and tell me about it. Yeah, tell me about it. Kwasa Chang scored for big up, and Duncan McKenzie scored for his club as well. So a lot of the youth scoring, you know, Krista J. Daly, Duncan McKenzie, Akwasa Chang, Corey Burke, lots of goal all around. So listen, with Jaden White, he may not go because they have 4 goalkeepers. So he's on because Connor Boyce Clark is in it, but you know that he made the first team at his club because he's actually the reserve keeper in the first team. So if they don't release him, then somebody could come in and fill the gap for him. Yeah. All right, somebody who watch this thing called Captains, call in and tell me what I think. Because everybody keep telling me that we need to watch this thing called Captains. So somebody need to tell me what is it about. Because thing yourself, BMSM can't tell me. If they call out of shape boss White over Amal Knight, there's no new start. Man carrying belly for Amal Knight. Tweet from Austria. Yeah, but is Amal Knight even interested in playing for Jamaica again? I don't know. Interesting to see. Kemar Foster is there, do you know? I think it is between Kemar Foster and Kanaya Boyce Clark. Which player was speaking to? I think it was that interview that was done with Damian Lowe that he talked about Amal Knight as well. Spoke about his goalkeeping exploit. I think Damian Lowe did. Alvas Powell didn't look bad in last game against Blake team. Any idea if he's in the notified play? No, listen, one thing I know is that if you're playing well, the coach will give you a look in. But remember, you see players who cannot defend, I can tell you, even if you play attacking midfield, if you don't defend, I can tell you, you're not going to make this coach team. Here, let me say it again. My understanding of how the coach operates is that, listen, you have to be able to defend. If you are great going forward, as a defender, that's good. But make sure that you are better defending. All right? You know what I don't understand? You know what I don't understand, right? A lot of people are saying that we need a new start, right? And then everybody wants us to call back Kemar Lawrence. Core call. I don't like. Sometimes I don't understand the people, because some people are saying get rid of the players. Okay, they start playing now. Call everybody back. Like, are we supposed to? So Kemar Lawrence say he's retired. So Nitro said call back. Why not being called? So the coach should go and call back all the players. All the players. Like the same players that many of us, like, I can't understand. The same players that many of us complained that they were part of the reason why the World Cup campaign got messed up. So we need to go back and call all of these players. Call back Alvas, call back Taxi, call back call back Burke, call back Junior Flem, call back everybody. Like, I'm not sure what what do we want? What do we, that's what I'm trying to find out. What do we want? Do we want back all the players to come back with this new coach, or we want new set of players? Or we want some of them to go and bring in some new set? Or we just need to go back, right? I don't know. Burke was called for the Argentina game. Rob Smith. He was. I tell people I always like Burke, Okay, all right. So any player who shows good form gets a callback. All right. Uh, Callback player people who deserve call up based on their current form. So if a player shows current form, call them back. Sometimes they just need to leave some things behind, man. Say that. All right, listen. All right, so let's see a couple of things. We want everything but is one. Every single thing. All at once. You never know. I see. All right. Nitro says it was not the players' management. Poor coach and poor JFF and a poor government that refused to give us spectator. So you don't think some of the players were poor? I'm just asking. Listen. Yeah. What call back Haka? You see it, see a next man saying one back Haka. There you go. You see it? 'Cause he's on farm. Fisher. I tell people that Corey Burke, listen, Corey Burke is one of those footballers that I have a lot of time for. I have a lot of time for Corey Burke because I used to work hard. Some people don't like him because them saying this, but listen, Corey Burke is one of those players that I felt like he should always be just based on his work rate and his ability to press the ball and his ability to defend as a forward. All right. But I mean, if you have, right, so you have other right backs looking at, why would you go back and call some right backs that weren't good enough if you have ones that are there? No. So let's look at who did we call? Who played right back? Javian Brown. And some of us said the Argentina game is the best game that we saw from Javian Brown. So he was in the team. All right. I think they called Wes Harding. And many people were saying that Wes Harding should be called up because he was having a good time. All right. Then people talking about Ethan Laird and all of that. Why are you then going to say call back some of the other players that call back Fisher? Why do we do that? We can't. I don't think we can operate that way. We have to make up our minds. Like, listen, all right. So these players that did their time, we're going to move on. Yeah, they're going to show some form, but again, have they changed in terms of some of the issues that they had? While I agree that the JFF must take the lion's share of the blame, the coach had some blame to take. The players that were played, they played poorly. And a lot of the errors in the game had nothing to do with the coach. A lot of the errors that cost us in this campaign had nothing to do with the JFF. You have a job to do. So the players also blundered. Maybe not all of them, but some players made some serious errors. Like, I can't blame the coach for Bobby Reed missing the goal that he missed. That will be unfair to the coach. The mistake that Alvas made at the home game, I can't blame the JFF for that or the coach. So while I agree that the lion's share of the blame and the responsibilities with the JFF, the coach made his mistakes. There are some of the players that we must admit and agree that they were not good enough. They have not been good enough for a while. It's good that they are playing well at the club level. That's good for them. It's time to move on. That's my point. Yeah, all right. I listen, and again, if I'm a coach, I'm going to build. At some times, if a player find back form, I'm just going to trust in the youths. That's it. I'm going to trust in some younger players because I'm building something. I have to ask myself, and remember, I am not the coach. I'm just giving my opinion. So this is not the coach. This is Manning's man opinion, right? If we have nobody else, obviously we have to go to them. But we have other options. Why are we doing that? We have other options. We have the guy Dexter Lembikisa, who was at the under 20, didn't get to play. He's at Wolves. Why not look at him instead of go back one of the other players? Why not do that? Why not go and try get the Ethan Laird, a young player, to look at him? Why go back? That's all I'm asking. Yes, they are showing form, but it's not like these younger players are not playing well. These younger players are playing well, and we're saying that, okay, give the older one a chance, because so when will the young players get a chance? When are we going to give them a chance? All right, you're saying that all the good options. I did say that a lot of the players. So there's a younger group of players out of England that have been contacted. So I don't. Leader, like I said, leader has his information. We will wait and see. We will wait and see if leader is right. Yeah. All we ain't Brazil or France. If a man is playing well, give him a shot. Okay. Okay. I just think like, if you're building for the future, it's a tough thing to do, to keep going back to players who are older. right? I think Kemar, and listen, like, here's where my thing is. I think players like Kemar, Lawrence, and I always say this. People always think I defend Alvas Paul, you know. But I tell people that Alvas Paul got into this Jamaica team as a young player and for many years. And I think, and many people are hard on me when I said, when he was going through his stuff, I don't think time was taken. And the team need a sports psychologist to work with them. Because I think if we did that, we'd have gotten way more out of Alvas. And the same thing, I think Taxi went through his hard times and the whole federation messed up. How the federation operated, that whole relationship messed up some of these guys' performance. No, so we have a clean slate. We're starting over. I think sometimes you have to just cut your losses and move on. I think so. And just rebuild with some fresh pieces. That's me. And yeah, whatever man playing for, I gonna have to, boy, watch this. Yeah, them a play good, but I'm gonna work with some young youth. Because the 2 games I'm gonna give you, I could have given a young youth who is playing just as good as you. Yeah, we can't. You understand, man? I go say, yeah, man. Listen, Alvas I play for Haka I play for Humble Lion. Look how the man a play ball. Give the man a chance. What you mean, man? Give Fisher play a couple games. Look how good the man. Give him a chance. You know, give. Hey, Nicky O'Deal, they are Mount Pleasant. Give him back a chance. Yo. You know what? Give. And then I think we have to be very careful. Because remember, you know, when you give me a chance, you know, somebody else don't get a chance. So what I don't want to do, for example, I don't want to see happen. I don't want to see it happen is that I give somebody a chance at the expense of a player because I may not have any more games until next year. But you see, now somebody put his name in there. CC put his name in there. Rob Smith. You have one opinion, you know. But you see, you also don't. You understand me? Manins, the issue is that in Jamaica, JPL, them consider 24 years old youths. Yeah, no, man. Them are no youths, you know. Them are no youth. Yeah. Big man, them, man. Okay, somebody just sent me something about Ethan there. And the radar, man, he's being checked, man, and being tracked. No, listen, all right. So remember the difference with, and people are saying, so why Maria? The difference with Mariappa is that Mariappa, and I listen, I agree that Mariappa, we need to do like the Argentina game, the JFF should do a nice send off for Mariappa. Like that should have been done. Like I just think he's one of those faithful servants. Like, you know, say honestly, me think the government of Jamaica, feel like a you like Mariappa still. Some of them man are sacrificing. I think Mariappa as a captain of the team and a servant, you know. If you get all the other one of them other business there, you know. Other Jamaica, other America, other I don't even know which one of them are the lower ranking one. As a sportsman still, you know. We ever give any of the youth them from England where come sacrifice them time and things. Like Mariappa, you know, and them kind of respect them have him, you know. But on a footballing level, I think a time now for him give it a break. But, you know, at the national level, you understand me? But I think, hey, may I tell you, he's supposed to be like one of those persons that will find a way for honor. Same thing, like, I believe so. I believe like I tell people, like Taxi has served the latter part-time career. We may not like some of his utterances, but he has served. Like these guys should be shown respect, and maybe the federation can do something in honor of those players. You understand me? Yeah. But you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen if you do that now? You're gonna cause problem. Come on, I'm gonna say, yo, you know how much me sacrifice in Jamaica back in the days? You know how much me used to play and I get no pay, and then money I get money now, and them when I give award. Hey, hey, hey. Marvin Johnson at Sheffield Wednesday. All right, not a problem. Yeah. Hey, you understand me? So it's a tough thing, because a lot of man put in will for work and never get nothing yet. But you know that Whitmore have been given, I think he have other Jamaica, coming out of the World Cup, Theodore Whitmore. So I think other players can get them thing, them man. Let's say play Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah, man. Deshaun Brown and you know. Yeah. But Fuller not at with the senior team. Yeah, I think so. I think this insurance of players is an important thing. Listen, people, I'm gonna tell you again, I know some of the things. Let me just use this opportunity to big up some people. And you see people, you say next time I invite them people up on the program, on a need for because let me tell you this, people. See a lot of what we do, a lot of what me do, because we want to see some of the reality and help the people them. Some of you can, say some of you can. Sometime in the program and them are going and they can say, man, listen, we are going to sell some money, we are going to send a cash up for you give to the youth and buy a boots or for help the foundation. I'll give you one. It's called the unsung ones. The thing with people like Anthony Corbett, former captain of Jamaica. You see, Michael Tullo, if you see what them man they do and the people in the man they help, former national players right across Jamaica. You never hear about a man named Bob West? Boys Nicholson. A lot of these players are going through some difficulties. And players going around and helping them. Because there's no insurance, there's no way of taking care of the players outside of football. Although some of the money manage their money better still enough. But seriously, like it's when you hear these people come on and share to them of an organization doing that, find a way, man, and send $5, come give them, and $10. I'm telling you, people, you don't understand how huge a difference your $10 makes, your $5 makes. And you may think like it is nothing if me give a man $10, it's nothing if me give. But it's when them add up all of those things and them can buy. Christmas is coming. I'm going to invite Michael to so you can, all right? One can find a way of contributing so them can get groceries to help. They put grocery packages, they build some of the players, them go and build them houses. Oh, Aaron Lawrence overseas, man. Doing him thing, Yeah. The JFF does not have any sole jurisdiction or control of testimonial match. The JFF does not have any sole. Really? You're telling me that the JFF couldn't play like invitational match, the Jamaica national team versus the 1998 World Cup team and another players. They don't have no jurisdiction over that. They must can do that. And when the players on break, 1998 World Cup team versus the present stars, and who turn up, collect some money and give it back to them, put it in the player pension fund or something. Simple 133. Danny Dread, bless up yourself, you know. The whole 98 squad should get OD. Politician get honor for nothing. That is true. That is true. Because sometimes some people do a one act, you know, and get them badges and medal, you know. Man all out of Flatbridge all bam and saves one person life, you know, and that's important, you know. But some of them football are still, you know, the kind of joy when they bring to the nation, still, you know, me I tell you, you know. Yo, them deserve, you understand me? Yeah. But, you know, yeah. Oh, the players can arrange it. Keep the JFF. Oh, yeah. So keep the JFF out of it. Listen, they could even do it. They could even do one in the States because there are enough Jamaica national. You call it Jamaica A versus Jamaica B and put them in two different age group. The over 40 Jamaicans versus the under 40 Jamaicans. And the fund goes towards helping something. You understand me? I think some of those things we have to do. The school, the past students do it. You know, Nitro. I don't know, brother. I don't know, I don't know, brother. I don't really follow them thing there. Yeah, that's not my thing. Of sports, Christ, I'm alive. Yeah, that's that me. Man, I hear there are two Danny Dreads out of Senton. How do we tell one from the other? All right, so this Danny Dread is a Danny Dread that I hear on the radio. I'm always called Oral. Yeah, man. Danny Dread. The Mount Pleasant Danny Dread. You see the other Danny Dread now. The JFF Danny Dread. When time that Danny Dread call. Bangarangen. So that's how you know the difference. Yeah, you know, but he's still on the coach's radar and thing. You know. Yep. Talking about what Rob Smith talk about half-field game. Rob Smith, let me tell you this. You have some over 40 that me guarantee you Rob Smith, JPL side can't beat them. Some Jamaica under over 40. Rob Smith, let me tell you this. Right now, if me can get them 11 over 40 money year for play, no JPL side can beat them. Former national player. Me I tell you that. Some of them are between 40 to 45 or 46. May I tell you that. Now, man, listen, a lot of them youth still can't take with more ball. May I tell you that. Me, I tell you that. A lot of them youth still can't go around, man, like Durant Brown. Me, I tell you that. And Pepe. Oh, man, like Fabian Davis, them man, they fit same way. Haka and Eddie Ted. You mean? Yeah, man. Listen, man, like Mesa, man, them man, they still run ball, man. Paul Young, them, man. A lot of the national player, them, Ricardo Gardner. And I'm telling you, I can pick some of them players and they can beat some of them Premier League teams. I don't tell no lie. See, all other people are testifying, man, and Granny Euro. Me, I tell her that. Don't Rob me. Don't say that, man. Then Rob me. Listen, when me play in Masters, you know, man, not believe me, man. Man believes I'm still young, man. I mean, I haven't played in a while. I have a tournament, so you know, me have to start get myself You have to start get myself. Yeah, right. We have to start get myself ready. What are you talking about? A joke you make money. That what can happen? Listen, remember, there was a 40-year-old who played in the Premier League on Sunday. Peso, what kind of question? Yo, so when I tell the people that ask a question, Peso, but that's why I put up a question. How me if you know that, brother? How what kind of question that the brother asks you, man? So what not easy, you know. Listen, so you think them you can run on pan and the low and take him ball? You must be a madman. Brother, may I tell you, say, you have some people. You have all Adonis Maxwell. Them man they still a run ball. You have Richard Duck Green. Them man they a drop. Them man they play ball regular. I'm telling you, people. No, his name Kenny Hill. I think Kenny Hill Hyde. All right, see it? What I tell you? German Christian, 40-year-old, yeah, German Christian, yeah, 40-year-old, and the man playing at the JP, and the man, you know, I know national. Listen, brother, you see Rudolph Astin and play a port board. What I talk about? so no rap man, you know rap man. Goalkeeper like Leon Gardner, a lot of them on them out there, man. A lot of there are a lot of still players playing regularly. Oh, it's not no man. It's you get the name right. It's Christian. It's not Christian. Yeah, Christian. Yeah, German Christian. Yeah, man. Tuffy Anderson. Oh, you mean no man? Tough me nothing Tuffy so far. Yeah. True, you know. You have all man like Tuffy, you know. You have all Donovan Ricketts. Listen. All right, people. You know, see all Dean Richards. You know, Dean Richards still run left. No for them are youth here. Me, I tell you, in the JPL. Yeah. So see y'all Ricardo Brooks, see y'all. See you next one. We're done with the ball. Them money, I don't normal ball, brother. Them gonna tell you right now, man. Hector Wright still a make some bad pass, man. The man them still have pass lock up with them foot, see way. There you go. I'm telling you, because I'm also like Fabian Davis, physical trainer, man. A lot of them are engaging. I'm telling you, a lot of these guys are engaged in football. You know. A lot of these guys, man. All right. You see, even this goalkeeper named Luxury, that's a goalkeeper coach, still can keep. Aaron Lawrence, still proper keeper. Because these guys keep themselves in shape. Andy Williams, Tyrone Marshall, Wooldy Harris, Shavar. I'm telling you. So don't ramp with the veterans them. All right, watch out now. You see, I just interviewed Damian Benjamin. Man, right now, me and tell us the Monday, you go over to the Bronx and try dribble past him. Foot to get ankle bruise up. And exactly the white. Exactly. The technique. Rob Smith, you take this thing for joke, you know, Rob. You're going to leave you alone, you know, Rob. with my best national of all time. You know that, I'll tell you the truth, me love all the national them, but me have different things. See, when you talk about the most versatile player, I think Anandelo, because Anandelo I think can play every position. All right. So so me have Anandelo in a thing, because just how I'm versatile. You understand me? So like, yeah, when I talk about defenders, me always rate Tati. So Whitmore one of my baller, because me I tell you say, what Whitmore gonna do, and you can't stop him. You understand me? You know what he's going to do, but you can't stop him. You see, Dean Sewell is a next baller, right back, left back, midfield. You understand me? A lot of them man. You see, Messerman, Al Davis, you see them man, them technique. You see Hector Wright. You see as a youth, when I talk about passing the ball on the national team and control. All right, me and Hector Wright play some masters competition recently. Them man they not normal. I'm telling you. And normal na them days, man. So those are some of the names. You understand me? And Andy Williams is an ex-player I really, really like. I just think like, a lot of these guys, especially in the Jamaican context, they never had like the kind of management. You see Ricardo Fuller, because we play against Ricardo Fuller, brother. When Ricardo Fuller healthy, they man they will kill you with shift. Bibi, hey, too much name, man. See where Pepe come from. Too much name. We can't call. Too many names, man. Patrick Cole says, Manis, who do you say were our outstanding players in the World Cup qualifiers? Whoa. Did we have an outstanding player in the World Cup qualifier? Look, let me say, I thought like Anthony Grant came in and he plugged a gap. Anthony Grant. I like that. Would I say was the most outstanding? Didn't think he played enough game. Mikel Antonio gave us some hope throughout the campaign. That's two. I think Damian Lowe did some tremendous thing. He played with one game. Remember, I think it was a USA game when he's all the ligaments in his knees and he go out there go play. Youth of heart. You understand me? Like that Hector, I think, like I said, Mikel Antonio did some things to kind of give us some hope. Lord, who again now? Blake, I think Blake did his thing. King was a revelation. I think King was a revelation of the campaign for me. Ravel, I think Ravel was also, I would say if I were to rate everybody out of 10, it would be close between Ravel, Mikel Antonio, and I have to say Anthony Grant. I think Anthony Grant made a huge difference. And I think if we had worked with him with the right pieces, we could have seen some better things. So tell me what you think, Patrick Onis. That's my thought. Yeah. Oh geez. Yeah. What's his name again? Oh geez. What's oh geez. Not Ambosley. Ambosley. Yeah. Rob says Ravel wasn't good in the World Cup campaign, man. He didn't come good until Costa Rica when it was over. Our best player in the campaign, our, our best player in the Nation League, though. Who? Just answer what Patrick asked. Then give me your answer. Rob Smith. I see some other people giving some answers, so give me your answer. If you take on my answer, you have to give me your answer. Give me your answer. People evaluate like Omar Daly, they man they drop ball same way, You have a lot of players, Who is this? I get by Grant. Yeah. Wish you were, yeah, man. Grant really made a huge difference. Yeah. Kemaroof. Yeah, Kemaroof. Kemaroof started out shakily in that game against Panama, but Kemaroof did well. Like, hey, yo, Jamaica salted up. Because all East and Pinnock and them man they miss whole heap of game in the campaign, Blake kept us in games we had no business being in. Which one, Rob Smith? In the World Cup campaign, Blake kept us in. Tell me. Remind me. Yeah, man. Roof got, yeah. Yeah, but remember, you can't say he didn't play 90 minutes in a Duckland because remember the thing with Anthony Grant, that remember even I think it was a game in Mexico, he wanted to stay and he was substituted, Remember that, remember that is what happened with Grant, that even he didn't want to come off. The court said he was tired and substituted him and we ended up losing the game. So I don't know if you can not grant for that he didn't play 90 minutes. Because he wanted to. The coach didn't play him. Yeah. Yeah, I can't blame Roof for that for real. But I mean, that was a game that he looked out of form. No fault of his. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said that Blake kept us in games that we had no. I want to know which one of the games we had no business being in where Blake kept us in. Because not the Mexico game away. Not the Costa Rica game away. Not the USA game here. Listen. Blake did some good things, but I can't remember a game that, whoa, see, if Blake never did another goal, would I get? No. I think in most of the games, we could have gotten things out of them by our play. Panama game killed the vibes out of the camp. Still cannot understand how we played. 11 men who never played together. Yeah. Tapa got mash. Yo, Reggie Low, the man. What do you mean say man go mash up Mount Pleasant? The man win him first game, the first Mexico game, the second Mexico game, the big save versus Canada, name a game, except Panama that he didn't make saves. Listen, the first Mexico game, Jamaica for win that. And a Blake keep us in. Jamaica for win that. I mean, I agree with you that Blake, we had no business being in that game. I don't believe that. The Mexico game out here, you come like you remember the Mexico game out here, a red card, at the Tiffin red card against Low. Make Mexico win the game. We lose the game, so we weren't in it. Remember, we lose the Mexico game out here. So what game he kept us in? We lost the game. We lost the game in Mexico, so him not keep us in no game. How him keep us in the game when we lose it, Rob? What you talking about, Rob Smith? We lost the game in Mexico. So what do you mean he kept us in the game and we lost the game? Big up Andre Blake, MLS keeper, MVP. Grant boss on the field. He didn't play enough to be considered a standout for me. What do you mean the man boss on the field? Some of them money are hard, you know. Big up Cygnus Media, Anthony Grant for me. Until Paula took over as coach, Grant played in every game where we got at least 1 point, and we didn't get a point when he was absent. You hear that? Duclan challenge Cygnus Media. So the man present some stuff there. Grant also studied in the Canada game at the office. Panama game proved that Tapa was a puppet. Right, boss, I get. That's my point. We get 6 if he didn't make those 6. What? So, listen, Rob Simmons, if you are the keeper and we lose the game, how you going to say the keeper kept us in the game? I mean, understand the reason there. Yeah. I don't understand your Rob Simmons, but it's your opinion. People have around 9 minutes to go. So keep it hitting the like button. Seriously, I did not like Tapa style over Jamaica. Had more home games to come, and we were just 1 point behind Costa Rica when they fired him. Yeah. Grant was good. Period. Pesa, somebody need to. Travis Pesa, somebody need to sell you. Don't know what that means. Patrick says Tapa was fired when he started to get a lot of things right. You know that. Yeah. Yep. True. I think that was part of the thing. Like when the campaign started turning around was when we made a coaching change. And that just turned the campaign around again. What? Grant made an immediate impact. What? Of course he did. Let me tell you, I don't know what Robert talk about. I think Grant is the man. Man, how can you find most outstanding player team that use over 100 players for a campaign? It was more of a trial. I think that should be trial until Paul Hall took over. Yeah. Alvas make we lose the Mexican office even more so than Low. Red card. Yeah. I doubted Paul Hall ability when he left out Grant. That was the strangest one still, what led to the absence of Grant? But it was a strange one. Blake is there to make save. Take him on here, man. Come, I don't know what Robert talk about, What Grant brought to the team was just phenomenal. Absolutely. I don't know what Rob is saying. Simit. Oh, smash the like button before you leave, gents. Yeah, man. Remind them, Godfather. Exactly. Tapa was unbeatable in 4 games and then them fire him. Yeah. Maybe that is something we could have done differently, when we made the change. Goalkeepers are there to make save, defenders there to make tackles, strikers there to score goals. So we shouldn't be impressed by anything. And what? Rob, come on, man. You must be trolling. Listen, Rob. Remember that many of us complained that even Blake was not kicking out the ball properly. That's one. We're talking about he wasn't convincing in his box in terms of coming out to collect the squares, especially in corners. We were conceding a lot of goals from squares. So at the end of the day, some of those things we have to look at. But I would say though, like I think I would give him, I think Anthony Grant, I think Mikel Antonio. In the games that Mikel Antonio goals per game in the World Cup campaign is actually the best of all the Jamaican players. Don't know if you know that. Check it. Check his stat. Minutes and goals per minute. Yeah. Tapia strategy got beat by who we were expected to beat. Tapa is trash. He got beat by who were expected to beat him and did well against teams at the bottom of the table. Nothing special. Okay. All right. Manins, I wonder if you noticed the new coach and Simo is both coach Al Arabi in Qatar right before taking. Really? Yo, people, this is a big one. Did anybody know this? Yo, yo, yo. No, me have go hide. Hey, me have go hide it. Or them see it in the comments. Say, hey, super chat for them comment here. No man, them comment here too big. Who knew this? If nobody in the comment section didn't, I didn't know that, you know. Whoa. I wonder if the coach know that. I need to let him know. I never knew this. I need to find out if he know that. I first knew that. The William Nibman is here, people. When the William Nibman them arrive, you know, in them seasons there, you know, super chat. Listen to this. Is Paul Hall the worst Jamaican coach ever? If no, what did he do? I don't think he's the worst Jamaican coach ever. I don't think we have had like a worst coach ever. What did he do exactly? Meaning, what did he do, good or bad? If no, what did he do exactly? All right. I think Paul Hall stabilized the team. He stabilized the team. The team was in turmoil. He came in and he stabilized the team. And he got some things going. And I like that. Yeah, you know, I remember that like the first couple of games, how he got the team playing a particular way. But I wouldn't say that he's the worst coach ever. I don't even know who, if there's someone who could get that title. Grant was a statue. Go watch 10-minute video analysis. No. Rob, you know, you're the one. People that talk to Rob the video. Paul Hall tried to experiment with a style without the players for that style. Even Man City players took a while to learn Pep style. How you fit experiment in a crisis? Maybe I'd given up on the camp. Yeah, that's news to me. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. Sir Denton, William Nib, only team in schoolboy football not to concede a goal. Big up the William Nib. But you see, when you come on the super chat and you're giving that, you can't put Cornwall College color. That is Cornwall College you're supporting, and you're a William Nib man. So you need to find a way to do a purple or green. You cannot do yellow because Cornwall College is red and yellow. And if you put that as a William Nib man, all the William Nib fans are going to have a problem with you. All right? So next time, we're going to pardon you this time, but don't make it happen again, or else we're going to talk to Jeremy and Jeremiah. All right? Yeah, I never know that, brother. That is news to me. Yeah, news to me. I didn't know that both of them coach the same place. Even though Tapa was 4 games unbeaten, when he got the boot, the damage was already done. Yeah, that's the next way to look at it. Yeah, man. The sample size is true. Good point I get. The sample size is too small to say that he's the worst coach. That's a good way to put it. Tapa is a feelings coach. He carry feelings for player too much. I am sure sports. All right. Big up Coach Tapa. I mean, listen, people. Like, honestly, sometimes I wish. All right, let me tell you what I know this. You remember Damian Lowe did an interview, and you know, see a lot of things that people would say. He never goes so. I wonder if people talk to Tapa, if you'd find that some of the things that people think and say about him may not be so. And I think a lot of the things that came out, we have never actually heard from him, you know. We hear one side of the story. And all I'm saying that, could there be a side that we have not heard that could change our opinion about Coach Whitmore? Paul put a few man in their place in the documentary. Yeah? In the documentary, meaning players are, players. Okay, it's on Netflix. Oh, captain, man, you should get an interview with Paula. Yeah, go try. Go try. I think right now is not the best time because of what happened now. You know. You're the person you have Netflix. You know Netflix and chill. Yeah, Ball. Yes, Ball's contribution is being put to effective. No, man. No. Listen, let me tell you this, Godfather. Yes, when you come on to William Nib, me can tell you this. You see the past footballers, them are William Nib. But I say, I don't know if Ball do anything, but me can tell you, say, you see this football program, you see the past footballers, them deeply involved in it. And I just know. You see what them I do at William Nib, and I just know, and I just yesterday, and I just during pandemic, them money I support the William Nib thing. Man like Codfish and Keegan and all oh geez, what the coach name again? Cosman Williams and all of them man. Yeah man. Yeah man. Hey, some of them people I really love them school, you know. Why no one mention Damian Lowe? Didn't he do well in the campaign? Yeah man, I mentioned Damian Lowe. I did. Everything happened for a reason still. Now we have a really first class coach. Crisis equals opportunity. Yep. Tuffy Rudy says, I think he put the color yellow for CC, but not Cornwall College. But Clarendon College. Well, see the man change the thing there. Put up on the own colors. Thank you, sir. You see what I tell you? Because you see how Clarendon College but start claiming. Thank you, sir. William Nip. Thank you, sir. That's what you do. So if a man want him school color up there and put it up himself. The Clarendon man, them not put up super chat. Them just want piggyback for a man. Super chat thing. Put up on one thing. All right, Peso. We see what we can do. After the Mexico game, there was a bit of division. Blake was not very happy with Ravel. Oh, you know that? Oh. After the Mexico game. Okay. Oh, that was on the Netflix thing. Yeah, okay. All right. Listen to this now. This is KW Media. Simons was a coach 93 to 94. Whoa, 93, 94. Whoa, Al Grimison from... Listen, tomorrow I'm going to call him and ask him if he knows this. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. I have to talk to him tomorrow and find out. I have to talk to him. I didn't know that. That is just some amazing information. Yeah. You know. So I get the man is asking you. So the only thing stopping Paul from being the worst coach ever is the sample size. How long does it take to determine that someone is not it? Brain drain, let me ask you, right? Do you think he is? Yeah. Fresh God, that is part of the thing. Somebody not telling the truth. No, what I'm saying is that, because remember I said, well, Lowe was talking about how in the interview, Damian kind of said everything was okay and all the players were getting along, and a lot of the things that people were saying were nothing far from the truth. Then in this thing, you hear that there was division. Because after that Mexico game, we know that a whole lot of things happen. Anyways, people, we're going to get bonus, We're going to get bonus because it was supposed to be an hour and a half. It's 2 hours. Right? Then I said 8 minutes and I've given you 12. So you know what? It's time. It's that time. All right? I'm going to have a shake up and think because I'm drinking some juice. It is time. The brain drain. John Barnes had 11 games unbeaten. And who do you say he's the best coach? You said that. If Paul Hall had replaced Rene Simoes instead of Tupper, this would not be a debate, I am sure. Brendan, I would like to know. So you believe that he is the worst coach? I think the sample size is too. And I like the question that Bad Gaza asked. Because the question he asked is that would you say that John Barnes, who 11 games unbeaten, is John Barnes the best coach? Isn't that sample size too small? And if it is too small to determine that he's the best coach, then certainly the amount of games that Paul Hall has is too small a sample size. And I don't think it really matters who he replaced. But, yeah, but people, listen, this has been such a good show. Again, the big thing is, number one, JPL game postponed, then it is possible that we could be seeing one change where, and we'll know this by Wednesday, if Mali, who Tunisia defeated to qualify for the World Cup, will replace them because the government has interfered in football in Tunisia and FIFA is looking to kick them out of the World Cup. All right, so let's see how that pans out, and we will give you update on that come Wednesday. All right. Listen, it has been a good show. Really appreciate your time and your company. Fresh God, hope we have at least 50 likes. We are at 49 likes right now. So somebody has not yet hit the like button. Go ahead and do that right now. We want to get it to at least 50. So if you have not done so yet, please go hit the like button right now. Bring us up to 50 likes as we close out this show, right? Yeah, a promising show. I got some news about Calabar, about the coaching at Calabar, and just some sentiments that I am going to share with you tomorrow because tomorrow is schoolboy football. Very interesting information that was shared with me that I need to present to you for you to make your own assessment of could this be the reason why things panned out the way they did? And will the situation become untenable given how a great portion of the fan base and old boys at Calabar Fields? Oh, I thought it was Wednesday. Okay, so by Friday we will know. All right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hear that a decision was made, brain drain, and one person made the decision, and it created division that led to the support the team got. But tomorrow we'll talk about it. I'm supposed to make one call and gather some more information for confirmation on a particular thing. So, yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's have a wonderful, wonderful evening as well. Night to you and your family. Be safe. Right. Again, um, Bridget, look like you know what's going on. Bridget, I'm not answering you, trying to get me in problems, I'm not doing that. But I am Manny's man. This has been I am sure sports in my new office, right? We just redid the house and um created my own office space and set up today in it, and still trying to fix a few things. So tomorrow will get the visuals a little better as we continue to work to improve our product here on I Am Sure Sports. I am Manny's man, and this has been I Am Sure Sports. And usual, when it gets to this point, we say we are over and we are O-U-T out of here.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New heard this. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocho-Rios, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha. Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.